What's up, everyone? Back with another video. So today we're going to talk about how to properly stack copper. Yes, there is a proper way to do it. This is my opinion. This is not only my opinion. There's plenty of other people in this community that feel the same way I do. This video is actually brought on by another member of the community, named to be unsaid. So right in front of me is copper. I would call this scrap copper saved from a job, project, whatever you want to call it. This is how I like to store and collect my copper. Only because if you buy copper from any online bullion dealer, LCS, CoinShow, you're going to pay a ton of cash for a very, very small amount of copper. So what we have in front of me is copper. That one can almost be called number 2. See how it's kind of dingy? And this is nice and bright. Some scrapyards will ding you for having the copper look like that. Even though there's no paint or solder joints or braze joints, they might say, it's a little dirty, so they'll give me number 2. So I do want to keep this separate, because if I throw all this in here, they'll give me number 2 for all this. And what I'm talking about is the price when you take this into a scrapyard, because that's ultimately the end goal. Because I don't melt it. I don't want to have a furnace, melt it, have casts and dies and crucibles and burn myself, because that's ultimately what would happen. So, and I have a lot of fireworks on the garage, so I can't do it out there. I don't want to do it in the house. So yeah, melting copper is out for me. What I like to do is collect it from a job, which we're going to go over, because this is all from, I don't know, probably just the last couple of months. And I like to store it in these boxes and weigh it. Now, what you don't see, this is all what I would call number 1. Number 2 copper is out in the garage, and it's snowing and it's cold, and there's probably 3 boxes triple the size of this. I would say this probably weighs about 30 pounds. That's about 30 pounds. I'm going to fill with more. That's probably about 20. Outside, I have 3 50-pound boxes full, ready to go, of number 2. That stuff has oil in it. That stuff has paint and mostly solder joints. And yes, that I will gladly turn into the scrapyard and get. If copper right now is $5, you're pretty much going to get around 4 for number 1 copper, probably about 370 for number 2. That's usually how that goes. So what I like to do is I'm going to move this over to where we can see the vise, and I use the vise so I don't have to be Superman and bend it with my knee. We could probably start with the small stuff. This is 3/8. This was actually up in an attic somewhere. It's used for a job. This I could break with my hand. Get a little bit of a measurement. What I do is I'll just bend it like this. Yeah, you can't see. And I break this. Now it's Friday, and it's the day after Thanksgiving, and I have the day off, and it's paid, so I'm kind of getting paid to do this, so I don't really mind. If it was Saturday, I'd be like, yeah, why am I doing this on a Saturday? I should be doing this when I'm getting paid. But that's what I do. So I'll work on that. Let's get into some bigger stuff so we could fill this box over here. This stuff. Oh man, that's a big piece. Let's grab this one. This is a big piece too. Okay. So, I'm gonna move this over to the vise. This is 7/8. This was also on a job. Refrigerant ran through this at one time. And I gotta make it small enough to fit in the box. So that's probably where I'm gonna go. Make sure I don't hit nothing behind me. And I'm gonna bend that. And that's it. That's all I do with the vise. If I could get this to cooperate. There we go. And I'm just gonna bend it back and forth. There we go. Nice crackage. Okay, and then this gets thrown into there, and I'll fill that box. And ultimately, I will take when copper goes through the roof, and when I have a big load, I will take all my number 1, all my number 2, and all of my copper aluminum coils, which I have in the garage, probably about 600 pounds. That's all sitting out there too. I wish I could show it to you, but it's, like I said, it's cold. Take it in the scrapyard. And in June, I took in $1,300 worth. I turned that $1,300 into silver. 100%. Did the same thing. Last year, turned in a bunch of silver, or a bunch of copper. Took $2,000 and went to the fun show. Gave $1,000 to the wife. Spent it all on silver. Good deal. So yeah, this is exactly how you're supposed to stock copper. Stack, stock, collect, whatever. Now, some of you might ask, well, I don't work in a trade field that I have access to spare copper. Well, you can get copper anywhere. You can live in a dump of a city, Portland, Milwaukee, and you can just go to your local, either your grocery store or your convenience store, and just go behind the building, find said refrigeration unit, condenser, whatever, and you just cut the lines. That will give you all the copper that you need. I'm sure there's some members of the community that can direct you to places where there's copper easily accessible. That would be my suggestion. Not that I'm promoting stealing, but if that's all you can do to collect copper, that's all you can do. What are you gonna do? But yeah, no, I am fortunate that I can get pounds and pounds and pounds of copper from work, so that's kind of cool. But you do not want to buy copper rounds at $3 or $2 an ounce. That's an ounce. This is in pounds. Like I said, this is like $4 a pound. 16 ounces in a pound. So if you buy, I don't know, 16 1-ounce prospector rounds at $2 a piece, you just spent $32. You take that to the scrapyard, they're going to give you $4. That's it. So that is pretty much all we can talk about. This is 1/4 inch. This would be like for running water to a humidifier or something. But this was actually for a mini split. Mini splits are getting more and more efficient, so they don't have to run such big line sets. So this came off of a job where I ran a bunch of mini splits, and this is the extra copper from it. So this will go probably, which box we going in? I want to fill this one, but I think that looks good in there. I like to fill the box all the way up, you know what I mean? So I got some more. This is all, like I said, I do a job, I cut it, I put the unit in, whatever, braze it, and then any little pieces goes in my pocket. It's saved. And it doesn't take me long to collect pounds and pounds of this. I mean, like I said, there's probably, I don't know. That one's getting pretty heavy. That's probably 40. That's probably 30, and that's probably 20. That's a Bud Light can back there. Yeah. Anyways, that should be about it. I would like to sit here and talk like it's a live stream and break all that up and break this up down there, but pretty much explain my point. That's another box over there that I'm going to start filling. There's some copper in there. I wish I could show you all the copper outside because there's a ton of it, but it's cold. It's snowing and I have to put on pants. But you guys get the point. Stack this. Don't stack bullion rounds. Too expensive. Do I have some? Yes. I have probably about 20. They are in collector boxes. Zombucks, when I buy the silver round, I buy the copper round. That's okay. But don't be buying 5-ounce, 10-ounce rounds for $20 like some coworkers I have that come into work and go, hey, check out this cool 5-ounce round that I just got. It's pure copper. I got a good deal. I paid $20. I go, $20? Where's the good deal? How are you paying $20 for 10 ounces when a pound is $4. So yeah, don't be that guy. But anyways, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.